How big was this event?
The event was quite big because there was a lot of academics from all over the world. I know there was an academic from Canada. I know there were academics from South Africa. I know there were academics from different countries in the world. So it was something which we were thinking is going to help even policymakers to forge the way forward as a means of coming up with what I, in my own paper, call it alternative journalism. So I felt this was really new Zimbabwe. I felt Zimbabwe was really open for business. Because I'll tell you why I'm saying that. If Zimbabwe is open for business, Zimbabwe should be open for diverging views. Diverging views by any nature in any society is the textbook definition of democracy. Diverging, accepting, there is nothing that is whiter than white. What we need to do is, if we are to construct our beautiful country, a country which our fathers paid in blood in, they paid in blood for the sake of freedom of speech, for the sake of academic freedom, for the sake of social justice. Where is social justice when an issue, a burning issue in our country, cannot be debated in a public platform? This is exactly what Ian Douglas Smith was doing.
What does this mean? What are the implications of stopping such a big event?
The implications are that after the Geneva Conventions of 1948, the idea of freedom of speech is a human right. Human rights are intertwined with economic development. If you tend to suppress freedom of speech, whether those people agree or disagree with you, in a way, you are negatively affecting the economic development of your country. So what you need to do, you need to know the proponents and the opponents. And in all these ideas, you take all of them to construct your country. Then Zimbabwe will be open for business.
Had you presented by the time that the media symposium was stopped?
No, it was an hour before my actual presentation of my paper. But when we were told to come out, I was in the process of presenting to the students. Actually, my PowerPoint was even uploaded to the University of Zimbabwe system for me to get ready to do the presentation on how to get scholarships in the UK, how to do your master's degrees in the UK, and how to, because you should know that most countries, especially the West, they have scholarship programs, which is a very good exchange program with the developing world. We tend to learn a lot of skills from other people, and other people also learn from us.
What were the major issues that we're going to address before the symposium was stopped?
I was going to suggest, to propose the idea, which some people would say patriotic journalism, but it wasn't patriotic journalism. It was alternate journalism. What is alternative journalism? Alternative journalism is a system whereby journalists become passionate about issues in their own country. They report positively about their... I can give you a good example. Look at the BBC. When the BBC is reporting about England, they will never tell you that there's a place called Hackney. There's a place called the Elephant and Castle, which has got the highest teenage pregnancy in the Western world, where there's serious crime in other places. The BBC doesn't report that. Chicago, every year, 50,000 people are murdered in Chicago, but you can't see that in the CNN. So I was going to say, let's rebrand Southern Africa. Let's rebrand Africa in the name of alternative journalism.